Hey everyone, it's Leah. It's been a while since I've posted live my video blog of me going through cancer treatment for breast cancer. So here's the latest. I'm about 2 weeks out of my surgery and I will start more chemotherapy next week. I anticipate Monday I'm going to start treatment again. So I'm healing well from surgery. I'm just started physical therapy to try to regain some motion in my arm because the surgery was to remove that deep lymph node, and so the incision's in my armpit. So I'm pretty jacked up in my armpit. And so I think I'm really good at surgery. I kind of joke that I could go pro at surgery. I hate chemotherapy, but I'll do surgery any day of the week. And I never used to have any surgeries in my background until I had this whole cancer thing. So, go figure. So 2 weeks out of surgery, start chemo next week. That's the practical part of my update. Psychologically, where am I at? There's something about knowing you're about to go back into chemotherapy after doing chemotherapy I think my last chemo infusion was about 7 weeks ago. That makes it really hard, just because you remember it wasn't that long ago when you were feeling so sick. But the gratitude part is just within a short period of time, even with some surgery there in between all this, growing some hair, I've gained weight, energy's back, I can eat. So it's a good reminder that the whole chemo thing is temporary. So when I go back into chemo next week and feel awful and sick and lose my hair again, I need to remind myself that, I got all this and I have felt good and I went and did things, and even when I had surgery. So that's gratitude. A little break from chemotherapy reminds you that it's the chemo that makes you really, really sick. So there's that. That's the practical update of where I'm going with that. Psychologically, where I'm at, as I was trying to share before, is that I not only sort of dread going back into treatment, but I'm also scared. And I think it's because I've had some time to really think about what's happening to me or what I'm experiencing in my life. And that downtime between chemo sessions has given me that space to process a bit about my experience. And so it's a little bit of finding myself in kind of a dark hole at times. I think when you're in active treatment, you're just trying to frickin' survive it. So I've had time to think about what I'm experiencing, and it's scary. So I'm going to work really hard the rest of this week and this weekend to get my head back into the right space of getting ready to start treatment again and live in the moment. I decided that going through cancer treatment and chemotherapy is a version of an extreme sport. So all those ultra marathoners out there, like I sort of used to do those crazy races, multi-day runs, etc. Yet nothing really compares to this. I've decided that this is the ultimate in testing endurance physically and emotionally. And my analogy is because I used to do all that stuff, and I hope I get to do some of it again in the future. That's my hope, to try to stay positive about that. The other piece of gratitude that I came up with recently was watching the country's experience of the eclipse this week, and the sheer awe and kind of awesomeness that people experienced around that eclipse, which is great. I don't want to minimize that. But I was thinking about that day was, every single day, every moment has an awesomeness to it, like this sense of, I can't believe this is happening, and the beauty of it, and the just, sheer kind of overwhelm, awe. And it was so wonderful to watch the country's reactions to this and the coverage of it and people's posting about it, that I kind of secretly hope that we do that all the time about anything, in any given moment, because that's actually really what life is about, is that stuff. And I know I sound like a true cancer survivor talking about that, but trust me, when you feel like your life is being threatened by a disease, you have the opportunity to look around you and see the awesomeness of every moment, kind of like the eclipse was. And yeah, that was awesome. And for some people, they've never experienced that before. But trust me, you just look around and you can get that in any given moment. And I don't want you to get cancer to figure that out. Let me just tell you that. Don't get some life-threatening disease to notice the awesomeness of every single moment. And I'm grateful for that, because probably it took me getting cancer this time 2 times to recognize that. But the other sort of part I want to tell you before I sign off is, I think I've learned my lesson. I'm good. I got it. Universe, God, higher power, you don't need to remind me anymore. We're good here. So I'm done. You can kind of let me move on from this. And that's me trying to find humor in what I'm experiencing. So if everything goes as planned, I will go into treatment, chemotherapy, 2 different drugs on Monday. I think I get that confirmed tomorrow. And actually going to the hospital, because it was tricky for me to get through that first 3 months. I struggled as much as maybe I didn't quite share that. Physically, I was struggling. So I'm going to do this inpatient. I'll be in the hospital in Fort Collins anywhere from 2 to 4 days. Hopefully I'm fine. I hope I'm bored out of my mind. And then it's 4 more cycles every other week if my bone marrow can tolerate it. So that's the scoop. I'll keep you posted. I'm sure I'll lose my hair again and probably lose some of this weight I've gained, but that was the whole point of trying to eat a lot to gain this weight, so I'd have some cushion. Yeah, I'm going to keep trying to live life over the next 2 months through this treatment, and I really hope I do okay. You know, I'm scared. I'm a little nervous about it, but I think that's healthy. It's kind of normal. So here I go, my extreme sport, cancer and treatment, and I'm an uber athlete of it. That's my analogy. Okay, whatever's going on for you, I hope you find the awesomeness in every moment, just like maybe we all did on Monday from that solar eclipse. And don't let something like cancer kick you in the butt to make you see that. Okay, love you.